Yeah. Now, was the plan that so we've got a beautiful space now at South College. I mean, it's gorgeous. This is our first year in it. Was the plan always to do that, or were you thinking you were going to do? Because we had a couple different locations you wound up finding around Knoxville that we used for our on-site intensives. Did you think it was going to be that forever, or did we always know that we were going to wind up on campus over on Parkside where we are now?
No, I didn't. But I also knew there was a kind of to me, there's a natural progression, right? It does not make sense, and I convinced the uh, the administration, Dr. Hall and Mr. South. I convinced them pretty early on that we don't need a building. All right, uh, this is an unproven model. We are truly looking at doing something different, just bringing students in for 2 weeks at a time for these lab immersion sessions. Uh, any building that we were to develop that was owned by South College would sit empty for most of the year because all we
Yeah.
have is 2 weeks at a time, right? It did not make economic, it did not make sense economically to do that, right?
Mhm.
So we convinced them that we needed to make this more of a almost like a conference learning atmosphere.
Yep.
And that obviously it took some convincing with CAPT as well from an accreditation standpoint. But once you got past that hurdle, um, I always knew that obviously we want to make sure we find the best location we can around Knoxville. But I started early working in conversations with Mr. South and Dr. Hall, working early on, trying to get them to understand that at some point you have to invest back into this program and say, this is our program. It is a part of our college community, and we're going to create the buildings, the infrastructure to support it.
Mhm.
And where that made sense to me was really in the planning for a second cohort.
Mhm.
When you bring on that second cohort and you can develop the curriculum in a way that perhaps offsets those lab immersions, now you have that space being utilized more frequently during the year, for longer periods during the year, and it makes economic sense to have those structures within the college itself,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
We were looking, down at the Parkside campus. We were looking all over that place in the early days. They were trying to put me down in the basement. It was like, oh my gosh, that's just not going to work.
Yeah.
We looked at facilities off campus to buy and renovate. And I'm looking to get out there and hopefully December to come
Yeah.
visit because I've got to see the new space. I've just like,
It's a whole
I'm
different deal.
so excited for you guys.
Well, Mike, I won't take up your entire day, although I'm already
Yeah.
kind of leaning into doing that right now. The last thing I want to comment on before we sign off is what I've been most surprised about. And that is when I looked at this model and I heard how it was going to work, my one concern was, is there going to be the usual bonding that happens between students and faculty? Because we're not going to be around each other all the time, right? We're going to be going back and forth and flying in and out. And I have been, there are a few things in my career I've done where I have felt more attached to my faculty peers, the students I'm working with. I don't know if it's because it's so intensive, right? We don't go home, so we get done, and we're all sitting in the courtyard trying to figure out the next day how are we going to execute better. Like there's an immersion component, and maybe that's true for the students as well because they're so in it when they are in it. But I mean, and maybe it's because it's mission driven. We're trying to shorten PT education and do it different, and maybe that energy is creating a lot of those feelings. But have you found that to be the case? And can you speak on that for a minute or two before we sign off? Because I think it's a very unique part of the South College experience.
It is very much so, and I will tell you that that is probably the number one issue that students have, or question that students have when they're coming into a model like this. You know, what do you mean? I can live anywhere, and there's 100 students in my cohort. How am I ever going to get to know my
Right.
classmates? And I will tell you that and you know this full well, they bond extremely quickly in this
Totally.
model. Even before that first lab immersion, they've already bonded as a cohort. That first lab immersion is just, I mean, they're just all in. But honestly, by the end of that, you would think they'd been together for a year. It just happens that quickly. To me, I'm going to use the kind of the military analogy here, right?
Yeah.
You look at a military unit that goes through combat or adversity. You share a foxhole with somebody, you're going to be tight as ticks. I mean, you're going to depend on that person for your very life, and that creates a bond between soldiers that is very, very unique.
Yeah.
And I truly believe that this curricular model kind of develops that same thing. First of all, you're not together for long periods of time. And granted, you're doing your hybrid education. You as faculty are all separated. Students are all separated. You're connected via virtual Zoom sessions and you know synchronous class sessions, and that's great. But I think absence makes the heart grow fonder, right? You get together for these short 2-week periods, and just amazing things happen in terms of the level of relationships that you develop with them. Because at the end of the day, you know you're only there 2 weeks, and then you're going to go home, and you know, day in, day out, you're kind of removed for them, and you start looking forward to that next opportunity to get together.
Yep.
But to go back to the military analogy, from a student perspective, this is a demanding program. It is the hardest they're ever going to work, perhaps, in their life. And I think the challenges that they're put under, they recognize early and often that they have to work as a cohort. There's no individualism in this program. They have to rely on each other, just like that soldier in a foxhole does. You have to turn to your classmates and say, I need help in this area. And frankly, we've got 2 weeks together to really create that bond. And frankly, you know, they're in lab for 9 hours a day, plus some additional practice time.
Yep.
They go back to their Airbnbs, they go shopping together, they're eating together, they're doing everything together for 2 full weeks. You can't help but grow closer to these folks.
Yeah.
But I think they're tested by fire, and that's really what brings them together. Same is true for faculty. You're being tested. You've got an entire profession that questions whether what you're doing is the right thing. Yeah. And you guys are dead set on, we're going to prove to this profession that this is quality education, and that you're being tested day in, day out. And that is going to bring that faculty closer together. Yeah. And I think that's the dynamic that's, at least from my perspective, how I see that grow.
Yeah, very much so. Well, Mike, thanks again. I mean, thanks for everything. You know, thanks for your service, first of all, and thank you for what you've done with South. It's given me an opportunity that I really cherish, in that I know is going to be a part of my professional career until my career is done. So I know I can't thank you enough. I know students feel the same way. So I really appreciate it, and thanks for your time today as well.
Awesome. Look forward to sharing some time in the office with you.
Awesome. Thanks, Mike.